Hi, Bellas, and I'm back again and again. Hello. So let me check who's here. How are you guys? Hello kay Lim. Ang saya. I'm in two places at one time. Wow, para ka lang doon sa awak. Ayun, awak to remember. Ayan, alright. Hello, Tina. Hi, lovely. Yes, hi, guys. Hi, Anjanette. Hello. Ayan, si Rachel. Ayan. So guys, lipat na kayo here. Tapos na ba yung um last one? Kasi nung una akong lumipat dun sa FB Live since I have to do the countdowns and all. This is it. BDJ na ba? Yes! BDJ na, Nadine. Excited ka na ba? Alright, ayan. Okay, guys. So, I just want to remind everyone to share your best takeaway. So remember, when you share with us your best takeaways in the comment section after every talk, we will choose the best one who will win a Puritan Pride kit. Yan. So ito siya. I'll show it to you again. Tadam! Ayan. Okay, ayan siya. So, isang ganito siya. It's vitamins from Puritan Pride. Look, pakita ko sa inyo isa-isa. Wait lang. To. So, this is it. Ayan. Ay. Ayan. It's this one. Ayan. Okay? Yan siya. So, it has their vitamin D3 and their vitamin C. Ayan. So very healthy lalo na ngayon, 'di ba? Kailangan talaga we're very dapat vigilant when it comes to our health, and the best way is to prevention, 'di ba? Prevention is better than cure. Okay, yan. So guys, so syempre bago tayo mag-proceed dun sa ating kabilang for our next speaker, we're gonna do ito na yung sunod na natin na flash sale. So guys, just to remind lang, nag-end na yung aming Navi. But dun sa mga nakamiss, don't worry, may mga flash sale pa kami tomorrow. Next time mag-iisip na ako ng ibang terms of flash sale kasi namumula talaga ako. Nahirapan ako sa letter S. Okay. Okay, guys. So, eto. Papakita ko sa inyo. May mga sabi nila, uy, BDJ na ba? BDJ na. At ito ang ating BDJ. Pakita ko sa inyo. Dito sa kabila. Ayan. Ayan, guys. So, papakita ko muna yung mga price natin ngayon. So, si BDJ Planner Classic natin, currently, it's yung original price niya is $599, but right now, it's 15% off ng $510. And then the next is yung ating BDJ Limited Edition, also at $510. And then ang ating BDJ Disbound, naka-slash off din siya ng 15%. It's $1,020 na lang ngayon yan. And guys, lahat ng mga to, meron na yung free customization. And yan, ang ating sunod is yung BDJ Leather at $595. Ayan. So guys, and meron siyang kasabay. May kasabay siya. Syempre, sino kaya yung kasabay niya ni BDJ? Si Petite! Ayan, ito si Petite. Ang cute niya, di ba? It's only at $298. So, sila yung i-reveal ko ngayon. So, uunahin ko na si Petite kasi para mamaya, focus tayo kay BDJ. So guys, ito ang ating Petite planner. So ngayon, meron kaming dalawang cover. Last year ba, dalawa rin yung cover natin. Ayan. Hindi ko matandaan. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. So, dalawa rin. Okay. So, ito, dalawa siya. Meron tayong yung ating light and dark cover. So, si Petite planner natin, ang laman niya is, dati kasi walang special page si Petite. Pero ngayon, simula last year, nilagyan na rin siya nung Road to Your Best Life. Para hindi rin nakaka-miss out on dun sa mga special pages si Petite. And also, meron din siya nung life declaration ninyo. Ayan. So, all of our planners, meron siya nung Road to Your Best Life and yung life declaration. And then, meron din siyang bucket list. So, naka-quadrant style siya, guys. Kasi, pwede nyo siyang gamiting bucket list, pwede nyo siyang gamiting priority list. So, di ba alam nyo yung, pagka naka-quadrant, meron yung sa first part, yung most priority, parang less priority, parang ito yung kahit pa bukas na or 1 week from now, pwedeng ganon. Pwede rin siya your grocery lists, di ba? So, pwedeng may pag-grocery list ka rito, may medicine list ka dyan, pwede kahit anong klaseng bucket list mo siya gusto. And it also has the December monthly calendar. Tapos, kanina, ito yung kanyang January monthly calendar. Yan. And then, kanina pinakita ko, di ba si Focus, quadrant yung layout ng weekly niya. Si Petit, quadrant din. Ganyan siya. So, meron dito yung to-do lists sa kabila. And then, andito na yung Mondays to Sunday. Ayan. Okay? So, meron akong yung kaibigan ko, sinabi niya sa akin na, kinukwento niya sa akin, kasi siya yung K-pop fan. So, yung Petit daw niya, so dalawa kasi plano niya, meron siyang BDJ tsaka may Petit. Yung Petit daw niya, dun niya daw nire-record lahat ng birthdays ng mga bias niya, yung sa mga K-pop fan. And ngayon, para tuloy naisip ko, lagay ko kaya yung lahat ng birthday ng anime character. Di ba? Siyempre may birthday din sila. Ayan, di ba? Ayan. Alright. Okay, so ganyan, si Petit, very lang din siya, clean. So, mas siya, pwede nyo siyang yung, kasi minsan pag sobrang dami nating task list, di ba? Medyo ito, mas compact. Kaya mo siyang di ba parang sabi nila, parang mas i-breakdown mo siya ng halimbawa, pag masyado ka maraming list, i-breakdown mo siya into yung most priority, ganito. So, dahil compact siya, medyo mas magagawa mo yun. Kasi, ito lang yung susulatan mo. So, kailangan dito, yung mga isusulat mo, yung pinaka-priority mo lang. Sa akin, wallet. Feeling ko po, lalagay ko dyan, kailan ETA ng mga nabili ko. Sabi ni Bonnie, yes, anime characters has birthdays. Yes. And isa sa mga magandang feature ni Petit is yung kanyang PVC cover. So, hindi nyo na kailangan ng PVC planner protector sa kanya kasi meron na siya, di ba? And, so, ayan. And, guys, malalagay nyo dito yung inyong mga dito. Yan, pwede nyo yung singitan ng kahit dyan. Ito. Tapos, ito din. Pwede nyo tong singitan. Ito. Ayan. Tapos, besides dyan, meron siya nung ziplock. Ching. Ayan. Ayun. May ipapaliwanag na naman ako kay Habi pagdating ng package ko. Ayan. Sabihin mo naman, it's for your future. It's good investment. You have to invest on yourself. So, ito sa si Petit planner natin. So, guys, you can get it ng light cover and ng dark cover. So, bago ako mag-proceed kay BDJ, I'm gonna share with everyone na yung ating promo code. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. Okay, eto na. Marami kasi. Si Bogo Petit, ang nakalagay sa niya is Bogo Petit 1. So, if you buy 2, yan. So, guys, kung gusto nyo, bilhin nyo itong dalawa magkasama. Edi yung isa dyan, naka 40 off na. Oh, bongga. Diba? Next, ang ating mga, BDJ is we have si Bogo Classic 1. Ito na. Kahit ako nagaganda na ako. Ito na siya, guys. Ayan. Pakinang-kinang si Bella. Oh, ayan. Ito sorry. Ito yung ating classic cover. Ayan. Tapos, sige, mamaya yung inside pages, tsaka kung ano siya. Ito naman yung ating disc bound. Tuwan-tuwa ako dun sa leather tsaka disc bound cover kasi tingnan niyo yung moon. Naalala ko sa Sailor Moon. Tingnan niyo, kumikinang-kinang siya. Oh, ganyan. Ito yung ating Bogo disc bound 1. Kung gusto niyo makuha yung kanyang 40% off. So, buy one, get 40% off. Guys, first 50 each siya, each planner. So, meron yung first 50 buyers each. And then, ano lang siya, from 3 p.m., 3:15 p.m. to 6 p.m. So, mas maano siya, medyo mas mahaba kasi ano eh, syempre hero na. Hero planner. So, mas ano siya. Ayan. Okay. Yung next naman natin, dito kayo lalagay yan, is yung ating BOGO leather. Ayan. So, parehas lang siya ng cover ni discbound, pero si discbound, ring disc kasi siya. Ayan. Ito siya, ayan. Tapos, si leather, ano siya, yung soft leather siya. So, ayan o, kung makapapansin nyo, ganyan. Actually, leather yung gamit ko ngayon. First time ko, 2021, first time kong gumamit ng leather kasi lagi akong EIP user. Ayan. Tapos, ang ating, of course, ang BOGO BOGO Limited 1. Okay, number 1 yan, yun nandiyan dyan. Okay, ayan. May pakinang-kinang din siya. Okay? And guys, lahat to, pwede nyong lagyan ng name ninyo. Meron tayong free customization ngayon. So, ito yung katulad kanina, lalagay nyo dyan. Yung pangalan nyo, nandyan yan. So, I am, kung ano yung pangalan nyo dito. So, halimbawa, gusto nyo yung power word nyo of the year. Halimbawa, yung kay M, si M lagi pumapasok sa isip ko, I am light. Ayan, lagay nyo dyan. Or lagay nyo yung pangalan ninyo. Halimbawa, I am Belle. I am Belle de Jour. Redundant. Okay. Ayan. Okay, so mapupunta na tayo sa ating Ayan, so pinlash nila yung comment, guys. Ayan, thank you for flashing. Thank you, guys. Ayan. Yan, okay. Yung next natin ay, ito na. Okay, so ito na, guys. So ang ating, ano ba yung theme ni BDJ? So si BDJ, yung theme natin this year, di ba, is I Grow with the Earth. Yung this year, yung next year, yung 2022, it's I am. So pag binuklat mo siya, ito siya, pag binuklat mo siya, meron na siya ditong parang, forward. Tama ba yung term ko? Forward. Ayan. Okay. So parang nakalagay na, the past year's earthly adventure brought me here and in this moment. So di ba earthly kasi di ba ngayon, I grow with the earth. So noong 2020, di ba, universe has my back. So parang umangat tayo sa kalawakan. And then 2021, ginround natin ulit sa earth. And then nung ginround na natin sa earth, 2022, it's exploring your inner self. Asking the question, who am I? Di ba? Kinakakilabot, di ba? Chiri! Di ba? Nagko-connect siya, guys. Ayan. Tapos nakikita niyo dyan, may pa rin. May connection pa rin siya. Okay. So, andito pa rin tayo. Meron pa rin kaming pa-letter here. And then, meron pa rin, may letter pa rin from Dar. Andyan siya. So, kung mapapansin nyo, bago na yung community page natin. Ayan. Di ba? Cute. Wala, ngayon ko lang din nakita, ang ganda. Ngayon ko lang din binubuklat. Sorry na. Okay. So guys, yung ating, so as I mentioned, it's I am, right? So every month, iba-iba yung, yung I am niya. And, ayan, so pakita ko sa inyo So, pakita ko lang sa inyo yung ating first month bago ko ipakita yung ibang special pages niya. Okay. So, dito, pakita ko. Ayan. So, yung January, it's I am joyful. And katulad din ng ating mga previous BDJ, meron din siyang iba-ibang per month, meron ka ring iba-ibang exercise na pwede mong gawin. Ayan. So, tapos ang cute ng mga bellas natin ngayon din. No? Ayan. Very, very diverse yung mga bellas natin. Ayan. Okay? Tapos, guys, every month, meron din kaming pwede naman sabihin. Nalimutan ko palang tanungin. Ayan. Okay. So, every month, meron kaming coaching session. So, every month, meron kang makukuha. Meron kaming i-offer na sessions with different coaches na it has to do din yung kung ano yung theme per month. So hindi lang yun guys, marami pa kayong pwedeng makuha kasi 'di ba meron tong QR. May pa QR code kami. Ito. Ayan. Ito siya, 'di ba? So dun sa QR code na 'yan, ano yan, marami yan, either may makukuha kayong downloadable, may video, ayan, BDJ will have coaching session for each divider theme and affirmation. Ayan, so guys, yung ano natin, yung BDJ ngayon, hindi ka lang mag-isa na yung magsusulat ka ganyan. Every month, meron kaming ibibigay sa inyo para matulungan kayo on your journey in discovering who you are or answering the question, who I am. Who am I? 'Di ba? Pagkatian ng mga, nga no, who am I? Dating tanong ko na rin yan sa akin. Okay. So, meron din ito. So, going back dun sa ating mga special pages, ito, titignan ko lang yung oras ko. Okay, kung tama yung tanda ko. Okay, ito. Okay, so ito yung ating 2021 throwback. And then, yung ating Dear 2022 na life declaration. Of course, we also have yung Road to Your Best Life. And then, meron tayong Ikigai na napaka makulay. So, si Ikigai, lagi siyang nasa, nasa BDJ pages natin. Tingnan ko yung mga comment section. Ayan. Yay, tuloy pa rin ang wallpaper na pang cover photos sa FB. Yes, may mga pa-wallpaper lang at hindi lang yon. Ang ganda ng BDJ, gusto ko na makuha yung akin. Agad-agad. Check out pang gift naman. Thank you sa Boodle code. Yay, thank you, Aiza. Thank you so much. Ayan. Hello. Ayan. Si Jo May, I love it. The monthly stuff is now maximized. Yes, super maximize ang inyong So, isipin niyo yun guys, parang buong taon, meron kayong kapartner. Kapartner nyo. Because we always believe in you. Okay. Okay, nakakilig kasi inaano ko lang yung baka maiyak ako eh. Pag hindi ako tumawa, baka maiyak ako dito. Nagdrama na ako. Okay. Next is ang ating dream board. Ayan, ito na. Yes. Dream board is still with BDJ and other planners. Ayan. And next, bago to this year. Yung ating goal setting. Ayan, goal setting workbook. So, meron dito yung experience, growth, tsaka contribution. And then, andito yung sa goals. Yan. So, meron dito family and relationship, career, self-growth or physical appearance, experiences, place, space, things, and contribution. Ayan. So, parang you have to fill it up parang kung ano yung mga gusto mong i-goal ng 2022. And guys, don't worry, hindi nyo naman kailangang sagutan siya ng isang bagsak eh. Diba? You have the full year naman to still answer kahit gusto nyo, i-change nyo, that's okay. And we also have yung key projects. Ayan, key projects overview. Ayan. So kapag ito yung key projects, kaya siya, pero pwede kayong January, February, March, April, May, June, July, ganon. So parang ano yung mga, katulad nga kanina, di ba, si focus din, parang pwede ka, wag, kung ayaw mong pagsabay-sabayin lahat, pili ka lang ng isang project at a time. So, para hindi ka rin na-overwhelm. Yan. Okay, yung next natin is yung ating menstrual tracker. So, alam mo, dati parang hindi talaga namin tinatanggal to kasi maraming gumagamit niyang menstrual tracker. And yung ating mood meter. Ang cute ng mood meter natin, para siyang yung tarot, pang tarot. Ayan. Okay. So, dun sa mood meter natin, pwede kayong mag-assign dito ng colors sa mga moods. And then, pwede rin kayong mag-assign ng sarili nyong mood na, halimbawa, wala dyan. Dagdagan nyo lang. Okay. And then, guys, eto, di ba? Oo nga, hindi ko pala nasabi kanina dun sa Navi. Di ba yung may I am cardboard? Yung I am cardboard, Eto yung sa BDJ, kung bumili rin kayo ng IM cardboard, 'pag ini-scan niyo yung may 'di ba ida-download niyo yung app ta's meron kayo ng IM cardboard. Dapat pala pinadala ko rin. Okey. Isa-scan niyo siya tapos ang ano dito meron kayong mga may makukuha kayong mga videos, mga safe spaces na puwede niyo dun kayo parang magvi-virtual tour kayo dun sa mga makukuha niyong videos dito sa BDJ. Sa Navi ganun din. Sa Navi meron din kami and sa EIP, ayan. So basta kung meron kayo nung IM cardboard, ayan. Okay, so yan, okay. So nandun sa harap pa lang
Dadagdagan kita sa
sige.
IM cardboard. So, I
Ayan.
don't have the actual because it hasn't arrived yet. Our items are actually in the port. So, guys, yung items na nakuha namin, this is like the air shipping of the items. So, we are shipping all our orders. So, mauunang experience kits, then the pre-orders, and then the orders natin dito sa YGT, it will start on October 5. So, please be patient. I know sobra kaming excited. Actually, nakatenga siya ng matagal. Dahil nagkaroon tayo ng mga typhoons and so on. And ayun, so merong mga things outside our control. This is not the actual IM cardboard, but this is ongoing. You can purchase this right now. It doesn't look like this. It looks better. Kasi dinesign namin, guys. Dinesign na namin siya. And then you can use it for BDJ, Navi, and EIP actually. So we have exclusive content that we are sharing with you guys, curated content from BDJ, EIP, and Navi. So sa BDJ, what kind of VR content will you get? It's about having your safe places in all over the Philippines. We partnered with a Filipino brand, the only Filipino brand that is partner with Google Cardboard, which is their company name is I Am Cardboard PH. And we partnered with a content creator, si Fung. So you get to travel all over the Philippines because we featured different Philippine locations all over the country in BDJ, wherein you can get to experience the VR and feel like you are in that location for possible meditations and finding your safe place. For Navi, since nag-feature tayo ng mga different cities or stairs all over the world, syempre magbibigay kami ng VR experience or parang a location. So, again, the VR location there for Navi is where the place is. So if we featured the Philippines, France, US, and so on, nandoon nakamatch yung location. So it's more exploratory. So it's really giving you guys a window to a different place during this pandemic. Kasi alam naman natin na medyo sakal din tayo sa mga lockdowns, that varying levels of lockdown. So we want to give you a bit of change of perspective. And with EIP, since yung theme natin is renewal and the moon, so syempre yung ano natin, medyo pasok pa rin, di ba? So we have a VR experience on looking outside,
Night sky.
outside the Earth. So night sky and outer space.
Wow!
Okay, so yun, so exciting, guys.
Space.
Oh, exciting yun. Tama naman, Jess, diba? Mamaya nag-overcommit ako dito. Sakalin na ka ni Jess.
May
Jazz.
moon journal. Yung mga bumili ng EIP during for the experience kits, di ba may moon journal na kasama yon. Nandun nakalagay yung masascanin nyo for your VR experience with EIP. And yes, correct, you can travel the stairs or the cities or the actual stairs in the Navi. And then, yes, safe spaces around the Philippines featuring Fung Yu's 360 photos on the QR code, kasama ng mga downloadable wallpapers ninyo at saka kasama nung libreng coaching and worksheet for your journaling para talagang you go through the I am journey kasama ng
Yes.
BDJ planner ninyo. Tinile pa namin yan ha. As in, tingnan nyo, pandemic forma yung suot ni Bella sa bawat divider.
Oo nga, aanuhin ko na nga, mag-aano nga ako sa kanila
Maganda
kung
yung
anong gusto
outfits.
nila.
Tinile
Oo.
ko si Bella, guys. Kasi 16
Oo.
na
Kasi
siya.
alam niyo
Dalaga na siya.
ba, guys, si Jasmine, in a past and current life, she's a fashion stylist.
In current life,
So, in current life, kasi fashion stylist ka pa din. But, mas madalas nilang ginagawa siya before. So, that's why we had Bella styled with different outfits in different shapes and sizes because we want to have every Filipina be able to relate to at least one Bella in 1 month.
guys, kaya nyo ba to? Tatlo na kami nagbubudol sa inyo. Sa mga nalilito o nanghihinayang na nag-add to cart na kayo kanina, gusto ko lang sabihin na don't worry, you cannot have too many planners, especially during this pandemic, because it's really essential to plan. Di ba kanina si Rochelle, gamit niya yung BDJ for her manifesting, dreaming, hindi nga niyo to hinahawakan kapag problemado siya, di ba? So yung bills tracker, ilipat ninyo sa ibang, doon sa luma ninyo, yung BDJ,
True.
di ba? Kapag namamroblema kayo sa finances ninyo, or you use your petite as your bills tracker, or tapos, di ba
Yes.
tapos pwede nyo gamitin na parang listahan ng focus task niyo yung focus planner,
Mm-hmm.
tapos gawin yung schedule planner, yung everything is possible. I am telling you, all the
Yes.
planners you can use. Tapos kung nga sino yung nagsabi kanina, gusto niya ng blue na focus, kung gusto mo yung blue, kunin mo yung EIP, pero kung gusto mo yung grid layout ni focus, kunin mo yung petite. O, di ba?
Yes. May
They
blue
can,
ka
you can
na.
mix and match.
Yes.
Okay?
Oo. And then definitely we have more exciting products coming and we will be sharing more about that in October. Pero ngayon, ito muna tayo, one step at a time. And guys, the
Yes.
only reason that we want to share all of these promos and offers to you guys is sometimes then, kung tayong nanonood here in BDJ or Crazy About Paper, we're aware already about all these parang the benefits of journaling, the benefits of planning. But maybe we have some friends and family who are not in that space. And minsan kailangan nila ng tulong natin. So, ayun. Belle, do you have,
Yes.
meron pa tayong time?
May
Yes, meron
promos
pa. So,
ka pa, di
I'll just
ba?
go. Ano, I'll go with the promos. Ayan. So, ayusin ko muna sila, Dar, kasi matatakpan sila ng mga bagay-bagay.
Okay.
Okay,
See
Okay,
you
sige,
thank
sige.
later.
you, Jazz and Dar, para sa ating, sa mga additional, for ating BDJ. So, guys, again, yung ating promo code is BOGO Classic 1, BOGO Leather 1, BOGO Disc Bound 1, and then yung BOGO Limited 1. Ayan. Ito siya, guys. So, yun ang ating mga cover ng BDJ. Also, don't forget, meron din tayo yung BOGO Petite 1. Ayan. Naku si Belle. Okay? So guys, ito na ang ating mga promo. Again, I just want to remind everyone na lahat naka 15% off tayo sa ating planners and other items. Yung kaninang sinasabi na I am cardboard, naka 15% off din yan ngayon. We also have yung mga surprise gift dun sa first 100 buyers natin. And guys, meron kaming free PVC planner protector. So you have to use the promo code free PVC. So when you buy a 2022 planner, meron kang i-add to cart mo din yung PVC planner protector before you use the promo code para maging free siya. And then we also have the free customization. So currently, naka-same price lang kami sa non-customization and with customization. We also have a free shipping. So just use the promo code free shipping. So guys, you have to reach a minimum of 800 pesos to avail this promo. And then if you reach a minimum of 1,500, you'll get a free craft notebook. Walang code required to. So this is automatic. Hindi nyo kailangang i-add to cart, etc. Kami yung maglalagay sa inyong mga pouches. And if you reach a minimum purchase of 2,000 pesos, add to cart nyo tong BDJ Anniversary Notebook and use the promo code, ayan, dito pala sa kabila, ANIVNTBK, magiging free yung anniversary notebook. Next is, ang last natin is yung ating free Reach minimum purchase of 3,000 pesos and you'll get a free anniversary notebook plus an additional 150 pesos off your cart. So just use the promo code add natakpan siya. So, okay, just use the promo code add 150 off sa baba. Okay? Yun, guys. So, yung anniversary notebook, automatic na yun. You don't have to add it din sa ano nyo, sa cart ninyo. Okay, guys. So, I'm gonna bring in Jazz. I'm gonna bring her back para sa ating next speaker for today. Jazz. Nakamute ka.
Ano ba yan? Thank you so
Yan.
much, Belle, sa ating
Yay!
group Budol by Char. Okay, game. Up next, okay, is our speaker who will talk about women empowerment. She is a mother, vlogger, and influencer who goes by the handle the Misty Mom. Earlier this year, she became a source of inspiration for many women as she shared her story of going through a painful annulment. She encourages women to remember their worth and to never settle in their relationships and marriages. Please welcome Shari Poquiz. Hi, Shari.
Hi
Hello.
everyone. Hi Jazz. Thank you for that introduction. Hi Bellas. It's great to be here. I am excited, nervous, and kinakabahan ako actually.
Huwag kang kabahan. Ano ka ba? Feeling close na ako sa'yo eh.
Thanks
Sige,
for having me. Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you for gracing our event and sharing inspiration to our Bellas. Let's start with what's hopefully an easy question. What's the story behind your handle, the Misty Mom?
Oh, so the Misty Mom actually, it's a let's say it's an accident because when I got pregnant, um, 'di ba, I was working in corporate and I was a corporate slave. And then when I got pregnant, I suddenly had to quit my job because alam mo yung hyperemesis, like I had the worst morning sickness. And suddenly from being in the corporate world, media world na parang overtime ng overtime, bigla ako
Mm-mm.
nawala ng ginawa. Wala na akong, like, I have too much time on my hands. That's why I started a blog. So parang when I started my blog, gusto ko lang talaga to be creative, you know. I wanted an outlet. Tapos, hindi ko naman inisip, parang, I just want a name, title. Alam mo, hindi kailangan pag-isipan 'to. Hindi ko naman 'to mag-stick for how many years. It's just a vlog. Well, it's still there, the Misty Mom. So, wala talaga akong explanation about it. It's just, I guess that word came to me during that time when I
Okay.
was looking for
So,
a
kumbaga,
name.
it was an easy, ano, for you, ano, parang, it
I wish
just
I had a
fit.
more interesting story. Pero as like any blogger here, parang pag nag-isip kayo ng name, you really want it to be meaningful. Pero akin parang, basta yun yung nauna. And at least, you know, it just got me started. I think that's what's important there. Because if I had ruminated more and thought more and tried to think of a better, baka hindi na ako nag-start ng blog. You know, is my
Actually, oo. Ano 'to, ako nung noon, ewan ko kung naalala, ang vlog ko nun multiply pa. Parang, I think I started with Mio Fights Cancer because my eldest son had cancer when I was 5 years old. And you know
oh,
what? Yun pa talaga yung nag-stick. As in, for the longest time, I was known as Mio's mom. So, I think the easiest ones are the parang the ones that you don't think of too much eh, no? As
yes.
in, nag-fit talaga siya. So, our summit theme is rewrite your story. And you
Yes.
have been rewriting a huge story in your life. Ready ka na
Yes.
ba? Can you tell us about
Yes.
how it was ending your marriage?
So this is it, Jazz. It'll be straight on, like I'll do na my whole spiel, a whole talk. Ito na ang MMK story ko, guys. I-narrate ko na siya. So I actually prepared for this. So yes, anytime. Should we start?
Game. I'm
Okay.
all ears. We are all ears.
Yeah. So you know, guys, I don't know how I got here. I was just drawing in my planners by BDJ Planner back in the first time when I was just starting college. Yun yung planner ko talaga. 2000 ko, starting college. And, you know, from drawing my planners, nilagay ko mga receipts, mga movie tickets, ginawa kong scrapbook yung planner ko, all my goals there. I will be sharing now how I, rewrote almost all the things that I wrote down in that planner. So before we start, I just want to ask our Bellas, do you guys remember what you wrote or what you answered in interviews pag tinatanong kayo na, where do you see yourself 5 years from now or 10 years from now? I always remember that question. So, comment below guys nung siguro job interviews nyo pag tinatanong kayo nun or kung, pag-graduate ng college, sabihin sa inyo, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Parang ako nun, silang plaka na yun sa mga interviews, parang pagod na ako marinig yun. And then I can't believe it. It's actually been 10 years now, from being asked that question to being here now. So let's see, may mga sumagot ba? Ano yung mga 5 to 10 year plans niyo nun? Well, for me kasi, I always thought of myself as someone who will, when I graduate college, I will work in a corporate setting and I will climb the corporate ladder. I will slave away, be a corporate slave. I will, go what the Ateneo upbringing taught us, like be locks in, like 'di ko na nga alam mo, basta parang be of service to others. But ako, I was like, okay, I didn't even dream of becoming an entrepreneur. I just really wanted to be a CEO. O sige, CEO. Pero sige, brand manager pwede na rin nun, gano'n. Marketing manager pwede na rin. So, that was my goal. Sabi ko pa na, oh, I will not get married until I'm 40 plus siguro. And, siguro na-achieve ko na yung gusto ko nun. Sana medyo CEO vibe na ako nun, VP, ganyan. And I will not have kids until I can kick out my husband, possible husband, sa bahay ko, ganyan. Ganun ako. I will be financially stable, everything before I settle down. That was what I wrote down in my planner. That was my like 5 to 10 year plan talaga. And what happened? So after 1 year in the corporate world, in the corporate setting, I had to rewrite my story just after a year because I got pregnant and um, I had to quit that dream first because of what happened nga, like my morning sickness. And yeah, the rest is what I'm about to unfold. So, was I ready to get married? Will you ask me that, Jazz? I will answer it for you. I was
Sige.
23. I was
Were
23
you
years
ready to
old,
get married?
and my ex and I were caught in the trappings of love. So, dun din naman pupunta yun, 'di ba? We told ourselves and our families that we were in love and, paglalaban namin until we realized at 23 years old, and then we had to go through pregnancy, marriage, and after that, we went through devastating event after event that I will not get into detail in, but through all these events, I was away from my family and I didn't tell them what was happening. I told myself, decision ko to, pangangatawanan ko to. And I didn't want to burden my family, my friends of what was I was going through. And I guess I really wanted to solve it myself. It was also, I guess, a mixture of shame mixed in there, not wanting to birth at the same time, ashamed na, like we were so decided on this, and then like what's happening now, andito ka. So I didn't wanna reach out to anyone. Sabi ko noon, I will endure, I will forgive, I will close my eyes, start over again. I'll say sorry, even if, I shouldn't, maybe not. Yeah, and then with no one to turn to and the words nun, I repeatedly heard around me. So ito yung mga words nun that were inside like around me, surrounding me. Magtiis ka. Nanay ka eh. Ilaw ka ng tahanan eh. You should sacrifice. Or na demonyo lang yan. Pag-pray mo lang siya. Or may bahay naman kayo, 'di ba? Magmukmok ka lang sa bahay niyo. Baka puwede matuto ka na rin magluto ng mga bagong putahe. Alam mo naman the way to a man's heart, blah, blah, blah. And then ito talaga. Baka naman ikaw kasi ikaw din. Trabaho ka ng trabaho sa blog mo na 'yan, event ka ng event, ba't ba hindi ka na lang mag-ayos ng bahay? beauty blog, hindi naman yan trabaho, luho lang yan. So those were the words, that's why when I shared being a content creator, and it took me so long to actually own what I was doing. I was a content creator, blogger, social media influencer, because these were the words that were around me. Yun yung naririnig ko. And even if my friends know me as the palaban, I'm an Aries. So palaban ako, ganyan. I've, I took these words to heart for some reason, because I had such a low self-esteem from being away from everyone, my family. I had so many friends, but I didn't reach out to them at this point in my life. My family, my sister, they didn't know what that was happening. Um, and wanting to make things work with my low self-esteem, but I succumbed to believing that in these words, and that I thought I was at fault. I was not good enough of a wife, not good enough of a mother, kasi nga hindi ako self-sacrificing, maybe not enough. And so I went from being angry to being sorry. Ganon. Because I believed I was at fault. So I changed what was pointed out as wrong. I walked on eggshells, thinking it would, change things, until it got to the point where I was the hopeless case for all the wrong things I did, and it's not salvageable. Like, hindi na pwede ma-save yung marriage. Like, okay, kasi ganon na. So we started living separately with him just next door in my in-laws' house. And there were good days where I felt okay with that decision. Okay na, sige, ganito na lang tayo yung living situation. I told myself that by staying and giving into that, I was choosing what was best for my kids. At least I let my daughter and my soon to be son have a good relationship with their father, even if it meant we weren't really, staying together in one house. But I guess, I came to a breaking point when this is like a small detail I will share na. Even if I said I didn't want to share. I was small. I came to my breaking point when I was due for my second child. I remember I was 6 centimeters dilated. So guys, mamas, if you know, 6 centimeters, di ba? Intense
Malapit
na
na yun.
yun.
Oo.
Oo. So 6 centimeters, I didn't know when I got to the hospital, ganun na pala. Not knowing I would push out my child in the next hour, all without epidural. And I was being blamed for having an attitude. But daw, alam mo yun, being talked down on. Parang, I was screaming in pain, demanding for my OB. Ang sakit na, can I have an epidural? Please, Lord. Like, no, my OB was nowhere in sight. Tapos, okay, fine, move on. Nanganak na ako, and on the way home with my 3-day-old baby cradled, latched onto me. Pero I was reminded bigla, uy, annulment soon, by the way. So, after almost a year of going through the stages of grief, probably 10 times over and over, it finally hit me like the white truck of doom in K-dramas. Buti naman, girl, 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 girl. Nagising ka na rin. Si Lord siguro sabi niya parang, tagal na kitang sinasagasaan eh, hindi ka naman nagigising. Nagising ka na rin. Why are you allowing yourself to be treated this way? You know, um, Buti naman, nagising ka na sa katotohanan. I vowed to myself that, these interactions, I will not let my kids grow up in this kind of absurd and dysfunctional setup, where we aren't even fully civil to co-parent. I don't want my, kids to witness any of these uncivilized interactions they might think is normal. Ito nga eh, I was shielding them from this exactly. I can take it. I can be immune to bullshit and all the other things, but not my kids. This is exactly what I was shielding them from. And so after a month of recovering alone in our house noon, kami lang, my kids, and we had a yaya pa, my daughter and my 1 month old son, I finally gathered the courage to call up my dad and asked him to come fetch us. Parang packed up what I could, left that conjugal home, and I never looked back. So I share that detail, and that's like I never opened up about those things because I really don't want to ano ba? Like air dirty laundry, but it's such a I share that because while I am all for, new beginnings, annulment, divorce, I do believe that it shouldn't be as easy as going to a drive-through. I know you should I believe in trying, restoring what you can, getting counseling, working to fix and syempre fight for your marriage before you consider any of the above. But when you believe that you're the only one changing with not the least bit of effort by your partner, and you may have even lost yourself, like me, that you don't, know now what's happening. You know that you don't deserve to be treated that way, constantly walking on eggshells. Sometimes you're always in a state of mental distress, adjusting to the point of surrender just so you can keep the peace, diba? And you have voiced it out. I think this is a key. You have to voice it out again and again. Like say your piece. Don't just keep it all inside you. It's okay to feel that you did your best, you tried your hardest, lost your pride, everything. You've had enough and want to start anew. So of course it's not that easy because while I had the courage to accept the situation and leave, oh my gosh, my unlimited baggage akong dala. Worries, how will my kids live? How I have two kids, my blogger job is unstable. I have projects here and there, but will the money be enough? I remember computing for Celine's tuition fee. Grabe, I remember though, one thing, I was resolute. I was telling myself, sus, okay lang, I can work any job. Even if I had to be paid like minimum wage or extra job or two or three, nag-iisip na ako anong pwede ko applyan nun. This was coming from, me, low self-esteem pa rin. But like hindi, paglalaban ko. I will like no job is too small. I can do it for my kids, no, and rather than be and stay here. So yun, 20 for like a year, you're back in my parents' house, and then suddenly thankfully also like God really provides because when we left our house, it's when my projects came in out of nowhere. They poured in and like I don't know where that would come from talaga. Like wala naman nagbago. I just left and it's still the same. So that was really just from God. So but also at the same time, our annulment was ongoing. So ito na tayo. I will talk about the annulment part. At first I wanted to fight the good fight. Sabi ko, lalaban ako. Um, Laban ko 'to, magkakagirahan tayo kung magkakagirahan, ganyan. Like, I was so high, I guess, on my emotions. But when I first showed up to my first lawyer's meeting, this was not with the one that I eventually went with, um, one look at me and she said, "Iha, one look at you," and I could see how deep your emotional trauma is. I knocked a glass of water during the meeting, and sabi niya pa parang she said that an annulment is costly both financially and emotionally, and I was better off saving that money for myself or get some of it. Mag-therapy daw ako at mag-counseling for my baka PTSD ganyan, which is another story altogether. So I consulted another lawyer, tatlong lawyers. They all said the same thing. I will be spending so much money, um, just to get the annulment and just to fight it. But I was high in emotion. Sabi ko, "Ay hindi I will get my day in court, bahala na. Magkakagerahan tayo sa korte kung kailangan." Until nahimasmasan na ako, natauhan, and realized how draining emotionally, mentally, financially talaga I will go through just to defend myself. I mean, what matters in the end is we get annulled, right? We both want the same thing. It's just that we both didn't agree on who was supposed to be the incapacitated. Doon kami maglalaban. But I was like, so fine, sa'yo na yan. I told myself, no matter what happens, I know my truth and I don't need a piece of paper costing this much just to tell me otherwise. It's like, are you gonna post it and tell others about it? Sa'yo na yan. Say whatever your truth. So that's what happened, or so I thought. Plot twist. Every time I would receive the annulment document, so it went on. Matatapos na. I didn't show up the whole year. Um, Tapos lalabas na yung results. But, during that time I was getting it, I get triggered when I opened the documents. Para akong pinapawisan na I don't even know because I knew it. I knew that it was gonna be mudslinging and ungkatan ng past, kung ungkatan ng past, hanggang pagka-childhood, ganong level. But, I never expected like widely exaggerated truths and extremely twisted version of facts. So, parang ako na-trigger ulit sa gaslighting from before that every time I get an envelope, alam ko ng from the trial court, without even opening it, I would be
Yung
sweating and
energy lang nung document na yun, eh, 'no?
oo. 'Di ba parang parang na ako na, yun I was ano ba yung tawag dun in psych? Basta ganun na yung nangyari. When I see an envelope ta's parang, oh my gosh, ano na ako,
Nati-trigger ka na,
nati-trigger.
oo.
It went on nga until thankfully I could finally just laugh at the absurdity of what's inside, and sometimes I won't even open the letters anymore. So parang ako ready na okay na ako with myself. Until one fateful night, parang malaki drama vibe, like 'pag kinukuwento ko 'pag iniisip ko 'to kasi like hindi ako makatulog, palabas na yung results and parang naghanap ako bigla ng mga papers, gusto ko ulit tingnan. Di like kating-kati ako until s I don't know what it was that was pushing me, parang guardian angel ko, "Uy, ano yun, mag-ano ka, like, hanapin mo yung documents." Or I don't know because I didn't realize it. And then I messaged my last lawyer who I consulted with, Attorney Hannah Parsana, my hero. She said kasi na, "Okay, once you're ready to get your day in court, ready ako. Message mo lang ako anytime." She was the one who believed in me and really felt what I felt. She believed that I deserved to tell my truth and have my say in the annulment. And she told me she was ready anytime. I was ready and willing to fight the good fight. Yan. And so that fateful night, na hindi ako makatulog, I was, yun nga, looking for her. I texted her, "Attorney, I'm ready to get my day in court," you know. And the next day agad, we were there in the trial court submitting a document stating that I will want to put into record my response. And but this time, my feelings na were so different from when I first wanted to fight it. Parang I wasn't angry anymore. I was not resentful. Walang bitterness. It was very unlike the first time that I consulted with the. I was positive, confident, parang bright, excited to go to the freaking court to get the documents. I don't honestly don't know what spurred me. And that day, I didn't realize that day we were there. It was February 14. So baka si Cupido yung, uy, bumulong sa akin nung February 14, di ba? Kasi I had no idea until we were actually in the court and the judge passed by behind us, the judge who granted. He said, "Uy, wow, talagang Valentine's Day ka nandito ha. Talagang Valentine's Day ka nag-decide lumaban." So, I guess what made me decide to speak up and say my truth, apart from finding the case baka hindi mapasa, was also to be an example for my daughter. Na I spoke up and I didn't just silence myself into submission. I mean, I will tell my kids the whole truth one day, when they're mature enough to understand. I will not hide anything. Like, okay, even now they know that, like, while like their father and I are not married anymore, and this happened to us. Celine, she knows that they're very still much loved. They have a dad. It's not about them. It's us, and they have a relationship. They're okay. It's that's what I want for them to have a relationship still, but understand also that it was not about them. It was us. So anyway, but then what if she finds these documents, naisip ko, and she would ask me, "Then mom, why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you fight?" Especially when that is what I've been teaching her, ever since. Speak up, girl. Like, if your classmate does this, say your truth. Let your truth be heard. So, it took one whole year of presenting my case until I finally took the stand and answered all the hard questions the judge had for me. This was my time to shine. Hindi. Nung stand ako. And I remember that the last thing he asked me was, "Why do you deserve this annulment, Miss Poquiz?" And tas parang joke pa siya, "Ay hindi pa pala ano kasi hindi ka pa pala," parang jinoke pa niya. But without missing a heartbeat or even giving myself time to think, with tears in my eyes from answering the previous questions that he asked, sabi ko, why do I deserve this annulment? Your Honor, because I want to continue this new life my kids and I have without the shadow of the past looming somewhere beneath us. And while I don't need a piece of legal document to know that I deserve the chance to start again, granting this annulment will reaffirm that I fully acknowledge and am at peace with my past, while I confidently work for the future my kids and I so strongly deserve. I thank you. But yeah, so that was what I remember I saying with tears in my eyes. Um and that was it. That was when after a few months parang the annulment was finally granted. And that's when I shared it on my social media because not naman right away, but you know, I even had to think, how will I share this? Like, why would I? Why would I? Who will need to know? You know, but that's what I believe nga because I this quote really stayed with me. It's your your story could be the key that unlocks someone else's prison, you know. And I believe that just by sharing, just but by how I also coped with other people's stories before and how I feel like there is hope. There is really hope. There is a new beginning. There are good things to come out from it, no matter how painful or dark the situation is or where you are. So, without meaning to as well and realizing it only until recently, I turned all those things that I mentioned that were, you know, I was always hearing, I turned them and made those things that made me feel small into something productive and worth my while. Instead of letting the negativity consume me, I turned that coal aimed at burning me and made it into diamonds. Yes, gano'n. Parang beauty blogging, luho lang 'yan, blog, hindi trabaho 'yan. That year itself, while I was undergoing the turmoil, I won 2 local, like, Best Beauty Blogger awards, and even regionally, I was a semi-finalist for, like, Influence Asia. But, of course,
Amazing.
during that time, I didn't, you know, I couldn't fully,
Celebrated.
celebrate it because in my head nga parang, "This is not a real job. This is not, like, you know, real," or I was
It's
still very much
held back.
yeah. And then from then until now, you know, I've been continuously working with beauty brands. I took beauty blogging to heart. It was in blogging and content creation where I was able to start my own business now, which I'm working on with my sister. Beauty blogging made me be able to pay like my daughter's tuition fees when she was starting out. And we never had to rely on my parents financially, except for living in their house right now rent free. So, meron pa, like I remember in court, the judge told me, "Oh, I saw in in your documents, you collect candles worth 20,000 pesos." I'm like, "What an absurd statement." I didn't, you know, 20,000, Your Honor. Wala pong 20,000 na kandila dito sa Pilipinas. At kung meron man po, wala po ako nun. But I turned this can't into a candle business, which my friends and I
In your
started
face.
just last year. Promise hindi sadya. But you know, I still laugh at the thought. Like, naalala ko yun. So, and this one, wala nang ibang magmamahal or seseryoso sa'yo dahil separada ka na at may anak ka na. You know, while I am still single up to this day, and proudly so, I've never been more happy, you know, content and secure in my life. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to make everything work smoothly. Working as a creator, managing small businesses, and most importantly, you know, being a hands-on mom and making sure my kids get the attention and love they need from me. Parang dalawa sila, yun pa lang, hirap na ako. It's tough, you know, and sometimes I feel overwhelmed and stressed, but I would not choose it any other way. I love that I can be free to explore whatever I want, you know, do given my responsibilities, of course, without checking on anyone if what I'm doing is okay or, you know, I need validation. No, I have my own time, though it never seems enough. But I don't have ultimately, you know, stressors that will not let me explore my full potential goals and dreams. I realize that while you are a mom, a wife, you shouldn't be made to feel that you are just that. You know, you're not allowed to want anything else for yourself anymore. I feel like it's so drilled into our traditional culture that when you're a mom, you should be all self-sacrificing. Forget what you want, forget, you know, all the other needs. You have the needs of your children and your husband dun ka lang or parang yun na. Your dad. I believe that you can be a mom, a wife, and still have your own life, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. You just need someone who will understand that and support it 100% without making you feel guilty for having other priorities or wants and dreams and passions other than your husband or your kids. Um, of course, but if you want to choose that, that's okay. Like if that makes you happy, it's when you're not happy doing it that but you choose it anyway because that's what is expected of you by your husband, your in-laws, society expects of you. In the end, I believe kids will always choose to see their parents happy and fulfilled than be self-sacrificing yet miserable, irritable, depressed. So I leave you with a very cheesy acronym before I end my life story. Ate Charos, thanks for listening. So I will just share a cheesy acronym, but I made this, guys. I really thought about it, and I hope you learn a thing or two. I have a presentation. Will it be shown up the screen? Whew, enter.
Michelle, pwede ba?
Power. Anyway, sige. Well, it's ongoing. P is for prayer. I'm not the most devoted Catholic, but I firmly believe in the grace and goodness of God, and the power of prayer. When I was deep in my darkness alone, didn't I only had one friend who has been with me throughout all this, and she was also the one who took the stand for me when I needed someone to a witness. I turned to prayer where I would just talk to God as if He were there. How I was able to forgive, let go of my resentment, completely accept to the point where I would choose to go through all of it again and not change a thing because I have no regrets. It's truly all by the grace of God talaga. That's it. Power of prayer. O is for overcome your fears by acknowledging them. So there is a time when I thought I had accepted things, like during the separate living situation I mentioned. I thought it was acceptance. Okay, okay na ako sa ganito, accept ko na. But really deep down, I was just afraid or I was in fear because I just wasn't aware of it because I didn't write them down. I had to really enumerate and acknowledge, what I was fearful of because it's so easy to remain powerless, weak, and scared if you don't even know what it is you're afraid of. So, for example, I was afraid of one, not being able to provide financially for my kids. So that was one of my fears, which I overcame by telling myself, kaya ko namang magtrabaho ng kahit 10 jobs pa to provide. That's my fear. I can get over that fear. Number two, the survival. Will we survive? Kahit hindi financially, like ako lang with my kids, kaya ba namin? Like 3, like feeling like a failure. That was like also a fear. I feel like I was a failure for going through a failed marriage or an annulment. I feared what society will think of me, which I countered, by telling myself, oh, that is crazy, girl. You're crazy if you let your worth be defined by a failed marriage. So that does not define who I am. That is just a chapter in my life, and I have many more chapters I have yet to write. And W is work on yourself one day at a time. One day at a time. True healing takes time. As much as you want to say we're over it, time is the best medicine for all the pains and some of the pains in our life. Sometimes we are not ready to let go of what we're feeling. Kung galit tayo, sige. We don't want to let our anger go. So, it's okay. So be it. You don't have to change how you feel. You just have to be honest with yourself about it. I'm choosing to stay angry because I'm not ready to let go. Feel your emotions, process what you went through, but don't let them bury you and keep you there. Think of a goal or a dream, no matter how absurd it sounds. Yung dream board, like I heard about your dream boards, that really helps. Like I said to myself, oh, mag-MBA na lang ako after, like, when I have my 10 jobs, baka pwede ako mag-MBA when the kids are older and go back to school. That was like an absurd dream in my head. Because instead of letting your emotions consume you, make you feel powerless, decide to like channel those emotions into starting a new career, focusing on your relationship with your kids. Just that absurd thought might be enough to get you to take one little step forward in changing the direction of your life. E is embrace the chaos. I say this time and time again when I'm asked how I balance the hardships, the struggles. If taking it one day at a time, like kanina, it doesn't help, I just embrace it, instead of fighting it. Like now, instead of getting premature wrinkles, sayang naman yung skincare ko, 'di ba? I will just revel in it. Kunwari magulo yung mga bata, kailangan ako takbo dito, takbo diyan, ta's may kailangan ng deadline. It's okay, parang, okay, I will embrace this chaos. Magulo yung wala akong linis, sige, mag-order tayo kasi hindi ako makaluto. Sige, okay lang 'yan. I've been through tough times, hell and back. Like, this is no match for me. I'm stronger than this. Always think of that, guys. And, but I'll just let this happen for now because it will pass. And lastly, this is like the most important thing, I think. Ito yung pinag-isipan ko talaga na parang how did I do it? Like, it's so easy to say, but what made me change like how did I really rewrite that story in my head when I was so consumed by anger? If even like na hindi ko naman like yun nga, grace of God, at the same time my thoughts too. Like, I always speak to myself kasi in my head. And I even speak in front of a mirror to myself. Parang kinakausap ko yung sarili ko. Wala ka kasi yung kausap nun, di ba? I was away from everyone. So, I really had to rely on like what I was telling myself when nagising na ako. Kasi for a longest time nga, tulog ako. So, reframe and reclaim. So, most of us can be trapped in the emotions and the stories we tell ourselves of what happened to us. Fact is different from the story in your head. So the fact is, for example, my ex did this. And then comes the story we tell ourselves. He did this, galit ako, but then maybe it's because I must be unlovable. I will always do the wrong thing. I'm not enough. So everyone else will just do that to me. So now the problem is when we attach these stories, the fact and the stories, we become unable to separate from it. It becomes one story, and we begin to believe the words we tell ourselves, and those words are often anchored in insecurities we have, in fears and trauma. Sometimes we even take it one step further and assimilate these stories as our core truth. This is me eh. Ako ganito na ako. We confuse what happened to us with who we are. What do we do? Remember that the facts are there, but actively try to remove the emotion and make an effort to like assume the best possible intention. I know, right? It sounds like gaslighting. It's not that. Let me explain. So this is for when you decide to leave already, okay? And you still feel rage, anger, resentment, and feel like you can't move past the painful incident, the facts still remain. For example, what he did this. But rather than attach the story na it's because I'm like this or like ganito na ako or because ganyan, I reframe the reasoning. He is emotionally stunted, can't own up to his actions, always defensive, finds a way to project it to someone. He needs professional help. Is lying, it's a desperate measure of effort to regain like control in my life. Kawawa naman siya. Parang na-empathize mo. But the fact still remains that it happened. It's just that you are not attaching your story, your worth to that situation. So, parang naglaba ka, naglagay ka ng bleach para tumingkad yung katotohanan, lalabas pa lalo. But at the same time, naglagay ka rin ng fabric conditioner at softener para lumambot yung edges at hindi ka na masaktan because or parang mas lumambot lang, di ka masaktan, but so there, the facts still remain, and when I look back at what happened, I see now the good that came out of it. And like I said in the start, I'd even choose to go through it again because it made me the woman that I am today. I learned to value myself, my principles, my non-negotiables. That I know what I want and I will not settle or belittle myself just for anyone, just to feel loved. I know that kaya kong dumiskarte in life kahit ano pang mangyari. And I know that I'm not some helpless princess in a fairy tale waiting for a knight in shining armor for a happily ever after. That I can own my life, raise two beautiful kids no matter how chaotic it feels. It feels like I'm living in Jurassic Park every day, but I can live the life that I never could have dreamed of 10 years ago while I was writing in those journals, and you can too. So I will leave you guys with this quote. I will end it here by the author Brene Brown. When we deny our stories, they define us. But when we own our stories, we get to write a brave new ending, which can be a beautiful new beginning. Dagdag ko na lang. Thank you so much for listening, and that's it.
Power! Power talaga. Shari, thank you so much. I really want to let you know that we're so inspired by your story. Thank you so much for making space for us. Ang dami-daming rally and
Oh,
inspired messages in the comment section. I had so
thank
many
you
questions and
guys.
you've covered
Yes.
them all. I think there's so much clarity that you have after unleashing this, going through this process, and really kumbaga ano 'di ba parang when you say no to something, it means that you're saying yes to yourself, or
Yes. Agree.
making space for good things to come. And you have no control over what happened. I mean, 'di ba? Like this
Yeah.
pandemic, you have no control over difficult situations, but you have control over how you react to them. And I want you
Yes.
to know
I
that I really
respond.
admire you for how you have really dealt with this.
Oh,
Kasi kasi team Misty Mom ako eh. As in talagang you've been really graceful
whew,
throughout this ordeal,
I'm
and I
shaking.
really think
Thank
your
you.
children will be so proud of you looking back.
Thanks to everyone. I know I can't see them all, but I will read through them. And I just want to thank you guys for listening and for all the rally, the support. I'm shaking. I've never like narrated it this way. I have opened up in um, other outlets, but this is the first time that I really share, um, like go into detail. And because I think that yun nga, when we are more vulnerable and when we tell our story, it also empowers us. Like me, it's not just like I'm doing this to also help others who might be going through the same thing and know that they are not alone. I want them to feel that way. But at the same time, it also empowers me na like before this, I didn't know I could say all these things. Like before, like if you asked me how many, like a year ago or just how many months ago, I couldn't have possibly be able to say all these. I would still think twice. But yun nga, that one, when you own your story, you get to write a brave new ending for you and get to write your new beginning however you want to. You can be at peace and yeah.
Thank you, Shari. Would you
Thank
like to take some time and invite the viewers to look to follow your businesses online and the
Yeah,
other
so
things
far,
you've mentioned a while
yes,
ago?
sure. Guys, follow me on Instagram, the Misty Mom. I'm also on YouTube, which I'm trying to restart, Shari the Misty Mom, and TikTok. Yes, to my Gen Z. TikTok, guys, Shari Poquiz. And of course, my businesses, my babies, what I grew, like what I turned into diamond
The
from
diamonds.
coal.
Uh-huh.
Andito sila sa likod ko, yes. Live selling pala ito bigla. So this is our candle business. I can't. Hindi po siya 20,000 pesos. Ano lang naman. So this one is we named it after because we started this baby during the pandemic. So our candle names are Carencia, which is your safe space. Where is your safe space? Who is your safe space? Ganyan. And also my other brand, Rory and Sloan. This is my
Ang ganda
baby.
niyan.
This is we launched our new collection. Yes, ready nandito sila. Live selling. Pasabi na lang po mine dyan sa comment section. These are my two. These are
Gawa
two of
tayo
the two.
BDJ, Rory, and Sloan bundle.
Two from the yes, why not? Two from the four new colors of our bag. So we have a promo now. If you buy two of the bags, so Bellas, maghanap na kayo ng partner if you want the bag. And then you get a you get a NARS kit kasi. And this is ending soon. So Sakto, thanks for letting me plug this. When you buy two of our bags, you get a beauty kit from NARS and it has all these goodies. So, yan.
Amazing.
May free makeup pa kayo with the bags.
Ay,
So,
dapat may
there.
coupon ng Bellas dun sa
Oo
mga
nga eh.
store mo.
Dar. Let's talk about it. Game.
Gusto niyo ba yun? 'Di ba? Dapat may Bella coupon.
Ay, gusto ko yung may nagmamine. Shen. I see you there.
Hi,
Shen.
Shen.
Okay.
That was,
Ayun na.
feeling ko dapat hindi kape pala yung hawak ko dito. Dapat nag-inuman tayo,
Oo
Shari,
nga eh. Dapat
ngayong
mga
hapon na
7,
to.
dapat mga 8 o'clock to, di ba? Siguro wine. Ano kayo nangyari nun?
Ayan. Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Shari, for empowering us, encouraging us to rewrite our story. So, ayan, please don't forget to follow Shari's babies.
Thank
and
you.
embrace your power. Like Shari,
Yeah.
maraming salamat,
Can I
Shari.
just say hi to the ones who are still
Yes.
here after Shen, Sai, M, Rochelle, Charmaine, Lovely, Jane, Marie. Thank you guys. I'm reading all your comments and I really appreciate it. Jazz, yeah, we'll have our wine session next time with Dar, okay?
Okay.
PDJ after hours, ganon.
I love it. Salamat!
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Shari.
Bye.
That's it for Shari's segment. Now, please don't forget to switch to the next live for our last segment for the day. I know, meron pa yatang game. Meron pa ba? Oo, syempre meron. So, refresh your Facebook, and we will see you. Belle is already waiting there to boodle or game with you. Bye!